Welcome back to Homestead, a map by Gigabyte77. I'm BP, and this is Homestead 100, a BP challenge series. These challenge series are designed for you to play along and put your spin on the challenge. Content creators are welcome and even encouraged to join and share their approach as well. Let's get to it.
Each time the rules are set, the goals are clear, the challenges raised, we answer the call. It's a BP challenge, y'all. You know the rules. Pick a truck, not any old rig. You know it better be fire. Grab your saw and away we go. Could be crops, could be cows, but you know the plan. Start from scratch and build it big. It's your job to fight, chase, get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. It's a BP challenge, y'all. You know the rules. Pick a truck, not any old rig. You know it better be fire. Grab your saw and away we go. Make sure to check out others' vids. The challenge is heard far and wide. The boys rise up and make it their own. See how others crack the code. It's a BP challenge, y'all. You know the rules. Pick a truck, not any old rig. You know it better be fire. Grab your saw and away we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. It's challenge time again. Here we go, here we go, here we go. It's challenge time again.
And that's a wrap on the grass cutting. Just wanted to get a little bit of grass cut here on the morning of September. We have slept and made it into the next month. As you guys saw on the time lapse over here to the right, I have a little tent. So I got a nice comfy place to sleep. Definitely not lumpy, hard, and uneven, but the tent is up. So we have a place. This is not going to be my farmhouse. This is just a place to lay my head while we're here getting set up. This field I cut here goes down, basically that far edge is the bottom of our property, and it goes just about to the edge over there. So we're in the bottom corner of the property getting that stuff done. The pear orchard performed well overnight. We got 2 pallets of pears. Bring you back here and let you guys see. So we are going to have to figure out a way to deal with those and get them on to the trailer to get them sold eventually. You can see the truck and trailer are all full of wood. I cut a whole bunch down from back in here this morning, got it loaded up. I think it's like 5 or 6 trees. Now, here's something I noticed that I want to share with you guys, and maybe I'm just haven't been very observant. Trying to find a good spot to share this with you. So here we go, right here in the middle, the green tree. No, I should say the green tree. The tree with the light green leaves. This is a lodgepole pine. You know, this is not anything surprising. We know this. Now, behind it, these are deadwoods. At least that's what I've always known them as, and I thought they showed up as deadwood. But here on the Homestead map, they're showing up as lodgepole pines. So I'm not sure if I just missed something, but I thought deadwoods were a completely different label on the trees and were worth a lot less money. I'm wondering if the deadwoods on this map are lodgepoles and are just as valuable as a regular lodgepole tree. Seems to sort of be the case, so we'll have to figure all that out. But for right now, just something I noticed. Maybe somebody has some insight. Maybe even Gigabyte77 could offer some insight into that. Or maybe I just have settings on my game that make it look that way, and it doesn't really matter. We'll figure it out. Other items from last night, did spend just about every penny we had. We had 4 sheep when I left you guys last time, made 4 trips to the animal dealer, picked up 16 additional animals for a total of 20 sheep in the pen as of last night. And I did get a ram as well. So I'm intrigued to see, checking in this morning, do we have any pregnant animals? I guess I should say I also picked up a couple of goats. All right, so if this is true, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pregnant sheep and a pregnant goat. Now, the goat has 2 babies. this sheep 2, 4, 6, 8, 7, 9, 11. So we have 11 baby sheep on the way and 1, 2 baby goats. So that's 13 total animals. Would take our new herd size when they're born to 33 animals, which would be fantastic. Put us a third of the way to our 100 animal goal. These animals do have a whole bunch. I should get back on this side. 11,000 liters of water and 18,500 liters of pasture. Says the pasture will last the sheep and the goats 9 days and 16 hours. So we are in very, very good shape. Now, the update on the logging process. Got the trailer hooked up. Figured this would be better than overloading the truck. Got everything cut and loaded. I think we're like 5 or 6, possibly even 7 trees on this load. And we have a small problem. So the straps on the Brant trailer, if I were to strap them, it just like you'll see here. So it's strapped. Everything looks good. And then I go to drive and I mean, that's pedal all the way to the floor. Yep, and then see it bogs itself down. If I undo the straps, it releases, but then it bounces some of the logs off of the trailer. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the Brant trailer. I've tried different combinations of like one strap, you know, all the straps, just trying to figure that out. We'll try one again here because it'd be nice just to not have stuff fall off the top. But yeah, see, then it does this, and we got to get out. Oh, we got to get the strap off. Yeah. So yeah, that's the adventure with the trailer and the logging. Not entirely sure what's going on there, but it's not behaving like it's supposed to. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that one out. But for now, we are going to, man, this little log here is having a time of its life spinning around. Okay, big guy, you can do it. Got to get back in the trailer. For right now, we're going to take a nice, easy trip down to the sawmill and see. No, okay, we were going to take a nice, easy trip down to the sawmill, and now all these logs are just not cooperative at all. All right, so let's go ahead and get these ones loaded up on the truck. I don't see any point in trying to continue fighting them on the trailer anymore. Man, this is going to be a thing today, isn't it, guys? Okay, give me a strap. Okay, why do we have the jiggles? We got all the jiggles. All right, and then this one here. See if we can get that up high enough. Let's see. Nice and easy. Nope. As soon as we try to go up with it, it does not want to play nice with others. Oh, we almost got it. Okay. Say, I had everything so nicely loaded and ready to go, and now we get to do this fun part. So we'll put that there. All right, so getting over here, let's switch to the truck, and then let's restrap everything. Try to get the wiggles out. Oh, we lost another one over here. So, guys, this is going to be the never-ending trip to the lumber mill. We don't intend to actually ever get there and get anything sold. We're just going to keep putting logs back on the truck and the trailer so that you guys can observe that process, because that's the most entertaining part here. Let's see. Okay. And again, all right, now nice, easy trip down to the sawmill. I can't imagine these logs on the left-hand side, these long ones, stay on. We're going to avoid our path and just take the straightest possible route, trying to stay as smooth as possible. So the plan for today with that grass, we've discussed doing some silage, we've discussed doing compost, and I've been looking at the math this morning. So here's the deal as I see it. Compost sells for like $80 tops, maybe 90, I don't know, but it's under $100. Silage sells for like $130 at its best sale price. So I was thinking initially that it might make sense to make silage and buy compost, but the problem with that logic is the compost cost $200 a bag. Is that true? I think it's actually even more than that. Let's take a quick peek here while we're gliding down this hill. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Compost is $250 a bag. So my initial thought was, do we just take the grass and make it into silage, sell it, and then buy the compost? But we would be losing about, the silage sells for half of what the compost costs us to buy. So long term, if we're going to do a bunch of orchards, it just makes more sense to make our own compost. Now, the kicker to all of this is that the compost heap is $25,000. That's going to be tough to overcome. You know, that's a lot of money that we're looking at investing into this. If we end up with 4 or 5 or 6 orchards, I could see where that could be a beneficial investment. Orchards are also $15,000 each. So we have to sort of come to terms with the fact that we spend $25,000 to save $100 a bag on compost, which seems like we would need to buy, is that 250? Is that how that would work? 250 bags of compost for that to make sense. So yeah, it's a mess is what it comes down to. And I think at the end of the day, we're just going to make the compost and go from there and call it good enough. If we end up using enough compost, we break even, fantastic. If we don't, then, you know, we lost a little bit of money. We got to cut down some more trees, but it is classic farm sim math in that regard. So everything in the trigger, hopefully. Hoping for about $8,000 out of this load. Can't believe we made it down here without losing any. All right, just this one here that's proven to be a little bit of a stinker when it comes to getting into the trigger. All right, he's in the trigger now. And is he? Oh, maybe not. Maybe got to move him a little further back. I mean, that's in the trigger for sure. There we go. $387 log. 387 bucks. Really getting rich on that one. All right, so at this point, I think we need to pick up a couple of things to get the grass up, and then we really just need to make the money to get the compost heap put in, which is going to take several more trips to the sawmill to get all that done. So I am going to park over here. And for right now, our best bet, oh, I should share with you guys, Rod did find us our John Deere skid steer, and man, look at the deal we got on it. 4,700 bucks, 71% off. We are going to be picking that up, just not right now because we're trying to save up for that compost heap. Nothing in the regular sale. That tractor would be just about useless for us. So what do we need out of the store before we head back? I think it's 2 items. I think it is the plow, so that we can make that into a field later today, and we need to get that grass off the ground, and we don't want it in bale form. I'd love to buy this guy with a 38,000 liter capacity, but we don't have the funds for it, so we're going to be picking up the forage wagon hand tool and picking it up 1,000 liters at a time. So let's go ahead and get this stuff loaded up and onto our trailer. This stuff is light enough to move by hand. There we go. And then I'm going to go do a whole bunch of logging to get us to $25,000. I will show you guys real quick what it is we're working towards. This guy, the plow is always just a bit wider than the trailer. So In the build menu, when you come down over to silos, at the bottom here, you have this little icon. That is the compost. That means it's from Mr. Hector's set. $25,000 composter. It takes all kinds of organic stuff. It takes grass, hay, straw. It takes a bunch of crops. You can put anything in there. So we do have the benefit of adding that. So if we do turn this grass field that we mowed into a field, a arable field, and we put, say, wheat or barley or oats or something into it of that nature, then we can take the straw from that and we can use that to produce more compost as well. So I'm gonna head back up the hill, and I'm telling you, that trailer does not like being strapped. I'm gonna head back up the hill. I'm gonna do a bunch of logging. If we got almost $9,000 that trip, we're gonna require at least 2 more trips that big. So I will be at that for the next hour or so, and then I will bring you guys back when it's time to put the composter in and start filling it with the grass we cut. We might even cut some more grass. I have been thinking about whether I want to put an actual grass field in. And it always seems to me on these frontier style playthroughs that by the time you plow and stone pick and lime and fertilize and buy the equipment and roll and get grass just to get the extra benefit, have you spent more money than you're going to make because you're not doing it on a large scale? And I feel like the answer to that is going to be yes. So I think we're just going to cut this meadow grass whenever it's ready and use that, and we don't have to worry about fertilizing it or rolling it or liming it or any of that stuff, plowing it, stone picking it, any of that. I do want to get this one little field over here cut in just so we can put something in to feed the chickens, and as I said, the straw will be beneficial to our composter as well. So I'm going to get the hand tools unloaded, and I am going to cut down a whole bunch more trees. I'm thinking, let me show you guys real quick before I head out. I'm thinking about cutting trees down behind the tent right over here. I'm thinking there's a flat spot like in this area here for the composter, relatively flat at least I should say. And then we would be able to load the compost from here in. It would make sense if we're going to put another orchard in over on this side to put the composter between them so we have less back and forth, but I think with the grass going in over here is going to be easier to use. But either way, I'll be cutting down a bunch of trees. So I'm going to get to work on making us some money, and I'll be back with you guys in a little bit. Pulling into the mill with our third trip. You guys will notice as we take this corner, slightly different trailer. Finally couldn't take the Brant anymore, didn't get it done. Got the small 2-axle Diamond C trailer. Does the same thing, has capacity. The gates open and close, has ramps, and as you can see, already making a huge difference in how we can drive and secure our logs. So let's get these bad boys sold. $10,118 takes our grand total to $34,835. Puts us in really good shape. I am tempted, I am very, very tempted to run back and get like 2 trees and get us up to, well, I guess I need another, what, six and a half grand? I was gonna say I could almost get that forage wagon, $15,000 if I'd thought ahead and called Rod and had one in the sale. Hadn't find me one, we probably could afford it, but at this stage I think we're doing it by hand. So the plan is run back and put the compost bin in, and then we're going to use our hand forage wagon 1,000 liters at a time to load up the composter and then get it covered. I don't know how much we're going to get, guys. I honestly don't have any idea. It could be like 10,000 liters of grass. It could be 40,000 liters of grass. I don't think we're going to have like 1,000,000 liters or anything, but I don't know. And that little hand forage wagon only holds 1,000 at a time, so it's going to be a bunch of trips regardless. So maybe we take the rest of this money and invest in the sheep again, get some more sheep in there. I did get notification, if you guys remember, we are using ARX's seasonal wool. The shearing crew will be arriving tomorrow, and I have to remember what all that means with the grazing pasture. I may have to put a barn down of some sort. So I do think we're going to put the composter right here. I was looking at our property, and we have some that goes that way. We have some that goes this way. If we're going to plant a arable crop in this field right here, and our property line sort of ends right about here, then this is really all the grass we have to mow. So I may as well put the composter somewhere in here so that it's pretty centralized to the grass that we have left. I could even slide it all the way over here. May not be a bad idea, and sort of have it right here at the head of it. So let me mess around with that. I'm going to get that in, and then I'll come back and we will get the grass up. Well, the composter is in. So now the fun and games begin with our picker-upper here. I am not, like I said, I don't have any idea how much we're going to get. So I'll throw this on a time-lapse, assuming that it's going to require many trips, and be back with you guys in a little bit.
You're fading into the firelight. No second chances, no trying to make it right. I've staked my claim and it's my name on your lips. That's all I need when we abandon ship. They'll call us crazy, diving into the night. But sometimes two wrongs make an unhinged right. Burn the boats, light them up, can't retreat. Can't give up, we're too far gone to let this fade. Strike a match, torch your sins. There's no way back and nowhere else to roam. So burn the boats, 'cause baby, we're home. Ain't going back to tiptoeing every line. Don't need no apron, take off your suit and tie. We need the wild and free, no waving white flags. 'Cause if they're gonna catch us, they will never take us alive. Burn the boats, light them up, can't retreat, can't give up. We're too far gone to let this fade. Strike a match, torch your sands. There's no way back and nowhere else to roam. So burn the boats, 'cause baby, we're home. We're home. We're home. We're home. The ashes falling. Baby, we're going all in. 'Cause the new world's calling. We'll be together, sink or swim. With the ashes falling. Baby, we're going all in. 'Cause the new world's calling. We'll be together. Burn the boats, light 'em up. Can't retreat, can't give up. Too far gone to let this fade. Strike a match, torch your sands. There's no way back and nowhere else to roam. So burn the boats, 'cause baby, we're
Well, guys, I couldn't take it anymore. That was the wrong tool for the job with the hand tool. I suffered through, I'm guessing I got more than half of it. I couldn't do it anymore. I kept looking at those trees back there thinking if I just cut down a couple more trees, I should be able to get that forage wagon and take care of this without going back and forth across our property at 4 and 5 miles an hour. So We are now the proud owners of a forage wagon. It says it requires 40 horsepower. Now, that would be a fairly incredible feat as far as I am concerned, considering just how large it is. Look how big this thing is compared to our tractor. But hey, boy, the old Ford 5000's got it. Geared low, lots of torque, let's get it done. So we are going to give it our best shot, get her up and running, and let's see, lower and turn on. I mean, it works. We're moving 11 miles an hour. I've doubled my speed, more than doubled my speed. So yeah, okay. Okay, the working width is no wider than the absolute pickup head. There's no forgiveness on this one, but for $15,000 and not having to work at 5 miles an hour anymore, we're not going to complain. We'll just have to drive well. But yeah, look at that, already 1,600, 1,700, closing in on 2,000 liters of grass, which would have already taken a trip over there and back. So yeah, this is definitely the better way to do this. The next investment may have to be a windrower. Picking this up loose like this is definitely not a very effective way to do it, but for today, it's what we've got. Now, I sort of lost track of how many trips I took over to the old composter, so we'll just have to see how much is in there, but I think it's going to be a lot more than I thought it was. I think we're going to be in the tens of thousands of liters range. Even if we get 20,000, I mean, that's an incredible amount for what we cut here. I mean, this is just meadow grass that we own. We didn't do anything to it. We didn't prep it. We didn't fertilize it. We didn't grow it. We didn't roll it. So if we can get that much out of stuff that's just growing here, then that will keep our orchard going, and that gives us a lot of reason to go ahead and get a second orchard. I mean, if compost is this easy to make and we're getting this much grass, which, you know, presumably I'm still under the impression that compost is a 1-to-1. So if we put 1,000 liters of grass in, we should get 1,000 liters of compost out. If that remains the case, then we are definitely, I mean, this is sort of easy to keep the compost or keep the orchards going. The liquid fertilizer, as I don't know if we discussed this or not, I did look at the recipe. The liquid fertilizer, it's 1 compost, 1 water, and 0.15 liters of liquid fertilizer. So liquid fertilizer is barely being used in this scenario, and you know, not going to be a big expense on the books for us. So that's a good thing too. 5,100 liters of grass thus far. Saved ourselves a whole bunch back and forth already getting the new forage wagon. She's not huge compared to some of the equipment we've used on some of the other playthroughs, but a massive difference in being able to get this stuff picked up. And with a 38,000 liter capacity, we could really get in here, do a lot of mowing, get a windrow, and you know, get all that grass up, which would be huge. I was also thinking, we were discussing earlier, you know, the benefits of compost versus silage. You're doing the silage and just selling it. There's no reason we couldn't find a cheap silage bunker and you know, do some silage too. You know, if we end up producing as much compost as we think we're going to need, then there's no reason not to go back and do silage and make the money. You know, if we would sell the compost compared to selling the silage, we'd lose money. So, you know, maybe we'll have one of each. Maybe we'll find a cheap, like a $5,000 or $4,000 silage bunker and slap that down as well. Nearly 7,000 liters of grass in here. I am just so thrilled not to be pushing that hand cart anymore. It felt like I was in here for a day and a half getting what we got up, and it was the bigger end of the field, but even when we got down to this narrow end down here, did not feel like we were getting getting on the downhill portion of the job. Sure felt like we were still fighting it. Yeah, I know we can't turn that tight, but that's unfortunately what we got here, guys. All right, we are in good shape. Gonna run out of these long passes here fairly soon. Yeah, definitely should have just skipped buying the hand pushable tools. Should have cut down a couple more trees. I think all it took was 5 trees. I think that's all I ran up to the sawmill in the end, which really, compared to the amount of work and time I'd put into getting the grass up that I got, was so much less work than getting the grass up I got. We'd already have most of that grass up anyways, because we'd still be going back and forth. So a wild turn of events. You know, tried to save some money. Got a $25,000 compost bunker today. A $15,000 forage wagon. The Brant trailer was basically a straight trade. I think the Brant trailer new cost 12. I think the Diamond C new cost 12. The Brant may have actually cost a little bit more than that too. Maybe actually been 14,000 or something. So really didn't lose much money on that either. Can we get to 10,000 liters of grass in here? Would have been 10 or more trips with our little guy. And then I have to get all that compacted to make sure that we get it down in there. I don't think we're going to get to 10,000. I think it's going to be like 9,500 here. Still very, very happy with our choice to buy this. And not a bad little piece of kit either. All right, 95, 95. We got one little strip and then a wayward piece on the top end of the field right there. And then this little, just this tiny little dollop of grass right here. Done. 96.51. I'm intrigued to see how much we have in the bunker now as well. Gonna get this backed in and emptied, and then we will get in there and get the compaction done. I think I'm just gonna drive the little Ford tractor in there. Seems like the best option. So we'll see how quickly we can get this stuff compacted. All right, an additional, we said 9,600 liters of grass going in. Will it give me, there we go. Ooh, she's squeaky, needs some oil. Doesn't empty real fast, but that's okay. Don't really want it stacked all that tall either, just because we don't want the Ford getting stuck in it. All right, moment of truth. Let's go drop off the forage wagon, and then we'll figure out how much grass we have in that bunker and start working on the compaction portion of it. Hopefully we don't get our little Ford tractor stuck. That would be a bit of a problem for us. So pulling up here, drop off our forage wagon. Alrighty, here we go. Let's just hop off and see. We have 23,253. So I did 14,000, basically 14 trips by myself before giving up to do that. So yeah, definitely not even one full load with our new forage wagon. It definitely should have done that from the start. So how does compost material compact compared to silage material? Is this going to be a faster process, a slower process? We're already at 20%, so that feels fairly good. Already at 25. sort of up and back. Yeah, we'll be done with this in no time at all. So I suspect we'll have episode 4 in the month of September as well. We obviously didn't get any work done on getting the field plowed or planted, any of that stuff, and it's good to get stuff in now. October tends to limit us crop-wise as far as what we can plant, so I think it's worth being here. Plus, I have to figure out what's going on with the sheep and the seasonal wool, because I've never used that one before. So I think that's worth giving it, give us an extra episode to figure it out. 100% compaction. We are good to go. Let's hop on off and let's get this blanketed. Do we want to blanket 23,253 liters for compost? Yes, we do. So guys, it is a huge silage or compost bunker, and we only have 23,000 liters in here. It will ferment over the next couple of days, and we will be in good shape. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to drop a like and turn on notifications for more videos. Channel memberships are available if you'd like to support my content further. And channel members do get early access to upcoming videos, access to the members-only portion of Discord, including the member server and the members live stream challenge if you're on PC. And don't forget, guys, this particular challenge series, the Homestead 100, is I don't want to call it a multiplayer, but it is designed for everyone to play. So jump in, play on your own, post the pictures in the Discord. We have numerous content creators, numerous players doing this, and all kinds of different takes, and just the way people are approaching it is really, really interesting. So jump on in, enjoy, check out the details in the Discord, check out other people's pictures, and I hope to see you in the Homestead 100 soon. From Jake Dupp's Homestead Map, that's all for this one. I'll see you in the next one.
You know it better be fire. Grab your saw